Welcome back to my channel. My name is Susie. Okay, this isn't YouTube. My name is Susie and I am in the MBS program. My concentration has changed from pharmaceutical and clinical trials management to personal care sciences, and I currently work at Chanel Inc. in Piscataway. And this is my assignment for leadership interview number 4. And yeah, I hope you guys can learn something from my interview. And yeah, so let's get started. First question, what advice do you have for a future leader in your field? My advice for a future leader in my field is to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions that you think are stupid or bad questions. There's no such thing as a bad question. And it's really important to just be vulnerable, especially being a fresh graduate out of college and then going to grad school and now working in industry. You have to start somewhere, and yeah, asking questions is somewhere that you can start. So don't be afraid to ask questions. It's very important, and it's a really good skill to have. Question number 2, what are 3 key challenges you face as a leader? This is really hard for me, especially because I just started industry. But looking back on like my previous supervising jobs, like on campus and whatnot, I would say the biggest challenge for me was finding a middle ground, because aside from me, I had my experience in college and being a supervisor. I had 2 other colleagues, and although we meshed really well together, it was really difficult to come to a decision, just because we all had a different vision, and we all were great leaders, but we just all had really different visions and what we wanted. So that was a big challenge for me. But always find a middle ground, because if you don't, things aren't gonna work out. All right, the second challenge is different personalities. And this goes back to my first challenge, but really understanding, you know, the people you work with. Everybody has a different personality, and that's sort of what makes a person them. So being able to work with different people and work with different personalities can be very challenging, but it can also be really rewarding, because you're always learning something, and the more you learn, the more you know, the more you can grow, and the stronger your team can be. And then my third challenge is finding the voice to speak up. I know that like in the past, like if I didn't feel the same way about my coworkers did, I never spoke up, just because I wanted to avoid conflict. But being able to articulate your thoughts in a way that other people can understand is really important. So that was definitely a challenge, but finding a solution is never easy, but at the end of the day, you'll gain something and you'll learn. The third question, where do you see industry in the next 3 to 5 years? Honestly, I don't know. For me, like being new in industry, it's kind of hard for me to say that industry is going to go here, industry is going to go there, just because trends are always changing and companies are always changing. It's really hard for me to answer that question. But I guess one thing that I would say about industry overall is that globalization is real. We're starting to see like more cultures being integrated with Western cultures, and you know, Easternization is booming, especially in the personal care sciences. Knowing that cultures are meshing together and just being implemented in the different sectors is really cool. So globalization is huge and it's a good thing. And the last question is, what is one skill you believe would be needed by leaders as we move deeper into the 21st century? I know that all of my leadership interviews, they said one thing, and that was digital media and technology. And while I do agree that that is really important as we move into the 21st century, I also think something else that's really important is to just be understanding and be open-minded, because we're in a society right now that's kind of hostile, and we're not in the best state right now. I think it's really important that we understand one another and we are open to learning and are just open-minded, because we all have different viewpoints, but as long as we understand where everybody is coming from, and hopefully we all can move forward with our different viewpoints and understanding one another. And yeah, I hope that you guys have learned something from watching my video. I'm pretty sure we all have very similar viewpoints, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm just kidding. Thank you. Bye.